This is so spoilery, but but it's hopefully this comes out after the movie.
Did you ever consider the full chaos idea of calling this movie I Know What You Did Last Summer 28 Days Later?
No,
28 years later, I should
27 years later.
27, yeah.
No, we didn't, but maybe we should call Sony.
Yeah. I mean, were there any other considerations for the title?
No, because it's its own story, and because it is its own accident that has nothing to do with the original accident, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, because we've kind of like, yes, we bring in the Freddie and Jen, but it is its own kind of contained entry, and they did something last summer, so there was kind of no other title for me.
How long do you actually think that each of you would survive if you were being hunted by a serial killer?
No time. Zero time. Zero amount of time. Yeah. It's like he has a crazy hook. And
is that the serial killer that we're
running
from?
Sure, I mean, yeah, if you want, yeah.
Yeah, he has, the fisherman has millions of weapons. millions and millions of weapons at his disposal.
I think my panic would get the best of me. And I think the first couple moves, I think I would make the right choices. And then I would start to think about it too much and I would panic and I would make a wrong move and then,
Listen, I think we've all picked up some tricks of the trade after filming this movie.
Yeah, if the fights with the serial killer could be like choreographed dances, I'd say that I think it's pretty good.
And at half speed?
Yeah.
Speed, too fast.
Yeah, and if you could say time out if it goes wrong, then
you guys coming through the door and you say, okay, let's just block it.
Yeah,
a nice little cushion on the ground.
Big bud.
Oh my God. I'm calling 911.
Everyone chill out! We don't tell anybody what happened tonight.
We should go.
Having made this film after the experience of making the studio, did it color like the idea of making a franchise film at all?
That's a good question. I think I was a lot of IP floating around right now, as we all know, and I actually had received a couple other IP sort of projects from my agents, but this one stood out to me as something that was very exciting. And actually, I mean, the whole cast of the studio, they were kind of the age of like when this original movie came out, so they're excited. They're excited, they're fans. But it did color it in the sense that I feel like I got a lot of comedic, it was a comedic masterclass, and bringing that into this helped a lot in terms of just bringing some levity to this.
You need to handle this. This isn't the first time there's been violence like this in Southport. It's not going to stop.
When did you get the idea to have Ray be the killer, and what was your first reaction to getting that news?
Yeah, you start with her because the big swing is her.
Sure.
Instantly. Yeah. Like when Sony came to me and said, would you want to do this? I kind of had two things that I said, yes, but I want to kill basically everyone. I don't want to make a movie where we're setting up a franchise with, you have 7 characters and 6 survive. I was like, we're killing a lot of people. Body count's higher. And then I knew that when I really sat down and thought about where would these people be and how could this change a person, especially knowing that they each have kind of their tethers in the movie, in the young cast, what would that look like? And so I said, and I think Ray would be the killer. I want Ray to be the killer. And Sony said yes. And then I was very nervous. I brought it to Freddie and Freddie said yes.
Yeah, she, like I said, she took a big swing, and there's a lot of pressure that comes along with that. I know that it's gonna make some diehard fans upset because it should break their hearts. That was kind of my goal in the performance. It's why I tried to play him so vulnerable and broken in the hopes for that. That's all deliberate, but at the same time, as scary as that is, it's just as exciting. I've never gotten to do that ever. I've never gotten to be the man in the mask. I've never gotten to be the monster, and Hollywood is not going to allow that ever. And when she was like, "Yo, you get to do this. You get to be this," I just had to know why and how. And once those questions were answered, I said yes, and it was before the script was even written. It was just based off the idea and her thought and effort and energy that she put into Ray and where he would be now at this point in his life.
Well, to even kind of dig down on that, I mean, how did you kind of think about his marriage to Julie and kind of what they went through, and then obviously the events in the town to kind of cover up the events?
Yeah, I mean, look, I have a lot of friends whose relationships didn't work out for a plethora of reasons. And sometimes it's trauma and not dealing with that trauma, and that sort of shortens your fuse over years, and little things start setting you off, and it's not really connected to what just happened. It's connected to something that happened years ago. So there's a lot of bringing that to work with you, which isn't fun, but in between the words action and cut, it's a blast because you get to kind of demonstrate it and execute it and show people what you've prepared, and then hopefully you're able to kind of let all that go and see what happens in the moment. You know what I mean? It all depends on kind of how the days flow, and it dictates on how far you go in a scene. But once I knew the reason why, and I knew how I could play a broken man, because that's what Ray is at this point. He's not this blue-collar hero anymore. He has been broken by this. He didn't deal with it, and trauma either makes you or breaks you. I know people that it's made stronger, and I know people that it's broken into. And this is so spoilery, but it's hopefully this comes out after the movie. and yeah, he's a broken man, and this is the result.
Your scene with Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's a genre legend. What was it like having that moment with her?
Oh, it was awesome. God, I mean, awesome doesn't even cover it. It was iconic. It was amazing. It was so like, I called my parents at the end of the day, and I was like, oh my God, I just like did something really cool. Even just to have all the OGs come back and just be on set and be a part of it, and to give their blessing is one thing, but then to be in a scene with the Sarah Michelle Gellar, whose Helen is my Dana's blueprint, you know, it is really, really special. And I don't know, it's really indescribable, and it's probably one of the most iconic days of my life.
We are not gonna die today.